February 23rd, 2026. I'm Russell, and this is Rocky Road Devotions, a few minutes of help for today's journey. Our devotion today is entitled Remembering, and our scripture is Paul's second letter to his protege Timothy. Timothy, I thank God for you, the God I serve with a clear conscience, just as my ancestors did. Night and day I constantly remember you in my prayers. I long to see you again, for I remember your tears as we parted, and I will be filled with joy when we are together again. Everyone remembers significant parting. When Paul wrote to his pastor protege Timothy, he remembered the tears and the anticipated time before they would see each other again. But at that parting moment, there was also the promise of joy they'd know when they saw each other face to face again. We also remember momentous moments. On July 20th, 1969, my wife and I stayed up late to listen to the words of Neil Armstrong as he put the first human foot on celestial soil. It was 10:56 p.m. when he took that last small and gigantic step down Apollo 11's ladder. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. And not many Americans will ever forget 3 planes, 2 towers, and the insane murder of 2,974 souls, as well as the intentional suicide of 19 terrorists on September 11th, 2001. 2 moments. One joyfully momentous advance for humankind, one devastatingly heinous and criminal. The two separated by more than 30 years, yet I remember exactly where I was standing when both occurred. We remember. So, preacher, what's with the old junky car? Well, I'm glad you asked. My talented son, the retired U.S. Army engineer, is restoring a bucket of rusty bolts that used to be a 1967 Ford Mustang. To do that is a huge task. There were parts of the frame and most of the car's undercarriage that was rusted and had to be treated to stop the rust process. And there were parts that were so weak they required heavy-duty welding, remembering, putting broken things back together. It's like when a bone breaks in your body and the healing, the remembering of dismembered parts is actually stronger than the original. I had a moment like that 428 days ago, a moment which changed my life. I was in the Thomasville Medical Center, holding both hands of my dear bride, Elizabeth. The medical team had disconnected the respirator, and in the next moment, or 10,000 years, I don't know how long it was, she breathed her last breath on this planet, and then her first breath in glory with Jesus. In that instant, I was broken, dismembered, and my own breath ceased for lack of knowing what to do or how to do anything. And then I was flooded, remembered, put back together with a joy of relief because she was safe and healed and with her Lord. Reflecting on that moment brought a flash of the lines from one of Isaac Watts' beautiful church hymns about the crucifixion of Jesus, When I Survey the Wondrous Cross. In the 3rd stanza he writes, See from his head, his hands, his feet, sorrow and love flow mingled down. Did e'er such love and sorrow meet, or thorns compose so rich a crown? For most of the past year, grieving, I could not reconcile the mingling of the sorrow I felt with any kind of love or joy flowing down. It was all dark and brokenness. To describe the entire healing process would take writing another whole book or library of books. Suffice to say, I've been remembered, knitted back together, and somewhat stronger than I've ever been. And there's joy, and like the Apostle Peter wrote, it's rather unspeakable and full of glory. For you today, If you're feeling broken, dismembered in spirit or body, there's much sadness, of course, but there's also healing and joy in the shadows. It's yours for the asking. You chew on that as you hit the rocky road. Have a blessed day.